welcome to our webinar. Super interesting webinar, of course, and I could see from the numbers that you are also interested, and I'm sure it will be really fruitful for all of you. So my name is 𝘗𝘪𝘵, and I will be today host, but not that much the host, most of the moderator of today's webinar. So I will be the one who will be monitoring your questions, which will be coming, I'm sure, in the Q&A section. And you can see the button Q&A in the bottom part of your Zoom interface, that it is already open. So you can send us your questions if you have already some right now, but no worries, no rush. So it's open throughout the whole webinar, and please feel free to send us your questions there. And you can see we have lots of guests, and maybe some of your questions will be answered already at that time when you send, but I'm sure that some also after the presentations are done. So we have two programs being presented today. After they are done, then we'll have a brief live Q&A session where you can ask, and when I will address some of your questions directly to our speakers. So let me quickly do a small presentation from my side before we jump into the most interesting part of our today's meeting. So let me share the screen with you guys, and let's kick off. Yeah, so the topic, as you might already know, it's studying electrical engineering and communications in Germany. And who is the organizer of this webinar? Let me tell you really shortly about MyGermanUniversity. So we are Germany's largest database of English taught study programs. On the left-hand side, you can see our excerpt from our study finder. So when you go to our study finder, you will be able to find over 2,300 programs, both bachelor and master programs, mostly English taught study programs in Germany. Also, we have recently added some short courses and language courses. So please feel free to visit our website and check out the study finder. But of course, I will also send links shortly after my presentation to them. So our main goal, to put it really shortly and simply, is to help international students like you on their way towards studying in Germany. How we do that? Let me tell you about three key things that we do for that. So one of the things is exactly the study finder, because it makes your life much, much easier. So you can go to the study finder. It's a ready-made database with lots of filters, so you can control for many things. And when you enter, you'll see that by many things, I really mean many things. So, and you can easily find the best fitting program for you. So this is the first. Another way of helping you is through writing up articles, which mostly I'm doing. One of my responsibilities is that one. So we have right now around 75 comprehensive articles, but we are going to much increase this database of articles as well. And why this is good? Because we have really, really comprehensive and detailed articles on various topics, ranging from rankings to universities. We touch upon visas, scholarships topics, etc., etc. So you will be able to find lots of interesting information if you visit our articles page. And the third way of helping you is through doing our webinars like today. So we have approximately minimum 150 webinars, I would say, per year. And plus, we also sometimes have live meetings, a bit a different format. And our webinars are on different topics like application strategies, subject webinars like today's one, scholarships, also not only electrical engineering, of course, but different subjects as well, scholarships, universities, visa, and more. And you can sign up for our webinars if you go to mygermanuniversity.com to the webinar section, and you will see what are the upcoming webinars already planned. And yeah, our team, we are based in Hamburg, in Germany, in North Germany, but we are not all of us, of course. Most of us are in different places around Germany, but also outside Germany. Some of us are based, some of our team members are based in China, some in Spain, some in Brazil, etc., etc. So we are all around the world, and we are very proud of that. Okay, so let me quickly introduce to you webinar agenda before I continue with another things shortly again. So we will have two speakers today. From Technische Universität Ilmenau, we have Dr. Bilal Zafar, and who will be presenting communications and signal processing. It's a master level program and another master level program, which will be presented by Johanna Radechovsky. It's media and communication science, also master level. Before we move to this interesting part. Let me tell you some things about what you should know. I believe you should know. So there are two databases, personally, I want you to know. So for those who are more interested in studying in German language, I would suggest you to check out the Hochschulkompass for that. And you'll be able to find 55, for example, programs. There are mostly the German taught programs listed there, but yeah, again, also some small number of English taught programs when it comes to studying electrical engineering and communications in Germany. But if you are more into English taught study programs, and I believe most of you are, then MyGermanUniversity and our study finder would be your stop. So if you visit our website and study finder, you'll be able to find 155 degree programs for electrical engineering and communications, which are at least mostly in English. So 27 of them are bachelor level, 17 English only, and 128 are master level, and 93 of them are purely in English. So which means that you do not need to know any German or any other language except of English. Okay, for those who are not yet sure, what does it mean actually to study electrical engineering and communications in German? What should be your expectations in terms of rankings of universities, for example, that are offering these programs, or tuition fees, range of tuition fees, or what are generally the application, admission, and language requirements? So for those who are freshmen, let's say, in this field, I would suggest you also to visit our subject pages for both electrical engineering and communications, and there you'll be able to find some general information about these subjects when it comes to studying them in Germany. And I think it's really useful for those who want to have a general idea of what does it mean and what they would expect from Germany in this regard. Our pro tip, of course, would be that, yes, everyone wants to find the best university and study profile and study program, of course. Sometimes, from my perspective, students are sometimes mistaken by giving too much weight to quantitative metrics, or by searching for programs only by cities, etc. Of course, the programs that are presented high in international rankings are really good, and these universities are great, but in Germany, there are lots of great universities with great programs, but which you may not find even in the rankings because they just don't want to be there, or for some other reasons. And that's why I would suggest you not to be guided purely by this, not to give this too much importance, and also to cities. I've heard many times, okay, Georgi, I want to study in Berlin, I want to study in Munich. Yes, it's good. I mean, it's great. They have great universities, but Germany is not only about Berlin and Munich. There are much great cities, great towns where you can come and study and really get a really high level education. And you will see from our presenters today that I am not making up something. Okay, so last but not least, there are two types of universities I would like you to know about. The first type of university is Universität. And if you go to our study finder, you can even control for that. So only, for example, I want to electrical engineering or communication programs offered by only this type of university. And you can find 45 programs in this field offered by this type of university. And another type is University of Applied Sciences. It has lots of names in German, not really easy ones. I will not pronounce them to not scare you. And yeah, there are 70 programs in these subjects which are offered by this type of university. Of course, you may ask, Georgi, what is really the difference between them? Both seem to me legit and relevant. And I would say, yes, it's true. I will not really dig deeper into what are the differences and how historically what are different. If you are interested, please let me know later in email and I will tell you. But for now, what I want to know that when it comes to Universität type of university, then it's about more research and theory, but and a difference in focus. So, and when it comes to University of Applied Sciences, then it is more about application and practice. And yeah, last but not least, just a quick suggestion from my side. Once again, when you are searching for a program, sometimes students are really strict in terms of wording when they try to find the program. So avoid that, be more flexible, because when you are more flexible with wording, you will be able to find all the programs that might be a really good fit for you. Okay, now let's move to our first guest. As I said, from Technische Universität Ilmenau, Dr. Bilal Zafar, presenting communications and signal processing, a master level. And just to know where are we right now. So you can see we are pretty center of Germany. which is cool. So yeah, let me now stop sharing the screen and give the floor to Dr. Zafar.
Thank you, Georgie, for the very nice introduction. Welcome everybody again. We're very glad to have you. Very glad to see that there's so many people interested in our university and our programs. So yeah, we're in the middle of Germany in the state of Thuringia. I will show you a bit more in my presentation. Maybe I can just jump to the presentation already. Okay, so yeah, so the head of our program is Professor Martin Hart. The program is called Communications and Signal Processing. I'm the faculty coordinator. You are welcome to contact me on this email that's shown or visit our web page. So I will briefly introduce the program and the university a little bit, and then provide some specific application information for the applicants, and also talk about our online strand of the program. So this program started in 2009, and it's taught entirely in English. We don't need any German language proficiency. There is no tuition fees. You just have a nominal semester fee for the student union. It's a 2-year program. We are very, very focused on cutting edge research. So it's a little bit theoretical, a little bit mathematical, but also there's a wide range of applications in the industry for us. So our graduates are very well received in industry and academia, and also in doctoral programs. So yeah, I saw a question earlier about civil engineering. So civil engineering bachelors would not be suitable for us. We are looking for electrical engineering, computer engineering, communications engineering, IT, these kind of areas, some mathematics. We start only in the winter semester every year. It's not possible to join in the summer semester. So basically, we focus on communications for the physical layer communication, the protocols, the applications. Then a big focus of the program, as is in the name, is on signal processing. So basically pulling meaningful information out of the data that's all around us. That also applies to biomedical engineering, all kinds of things like that. Big data processing. Then yeah, we go through a lot of fundamental concepts like information theory, coding, modulation, filters, and yeah, basically there are very rewarding career opportunities in many fields in industry. So our graduates are very highly sought after. I mean, it's very rare that there's somebody who's unemployed. They are very well employed, all of them. So TU Ilmenau, as Georgie was saying, it's one of the TUs. So TUs are probably the highest form of universities in Germany. So we can award PhDs, and basically the suffix of TU, it ensures that the standard is of the highest level. So we have a lot of international students at our university. Maybe 25 to 30% students are international, which creates a very nice atmosphere. So yeah, so there's a very nice community building in our university as well because of this. Our alumni is very well known in the industry and academia, and they regularly visit us. We have very good cooperation with alumni. So yeah, this is a overview of the campus. It's a very beautiful campus. There's a lake close by. Very nice, very green. There are mountains close by. Thuringia is a state where a lot of people come to do hiking and stuff. It's very close to the nature, very beautiful place to live in. Also, another thing is that Ilmenau and Thuringia in general is one of the more affordable places to live. So it's your cost of living. Of course, you don't have any tuition fees, so we also minimize the cost of living. So in terms of that, it's a very, very good investment in your future. Some more shots of the campus. This is just a little bit of distribution for the master's program, how we divide what is the focus of the master program among communication systems, communications engineering, signal processing, high frequency engineering, and some non-elective and elective courses, and some research projects. This is the curriculum. So you see the 4th semester is completely dedicated to the master's thesis. And then you have these courses in all of the semesters. You have to do 30 credit hours in each semester. Then there are some elective courses as well. I'm just going through this a bit faster. I mean, I'm sure you can find this presentation later on from Georgie as well. So yeah, just the options for the non-technical courses as well. So we have German as foreign language, for example. Then there is a very nice sports center in our university. The students can join all kinds of sports activities. So we encourage this. And this is the range of sports that is available in our at the university. So yeah. So some basically some main FAQs. To answer some of the main FAQs, I just compiled some of the information. So we have our own online portal, so you don't have to go to any external portal to apply to us. Just go to our website, you will find the address to the portal. So we need the English language test course, IELTS, TOEFL. There are also some cheaper versions if you look on our website from Cambridge. Some of them are even online that are acceptable now. Yeah, but this is mandatory. In case you are wondering if you can apply with your language of medium of instruction as English certificate, that's not possible. But you can also provide this later if you don't have, because the deadline is now on the 15th of May, which is which is coming very soon. So even if you don't have these scores, IELTS, TOEFL, doesn't matter. Just open the application, start the application, and then you have around a month to provide the other documents. And especially for the English scores, you can even provide them later on, because you're still eligible for a conditional admission even if you do not provide us the English test score. So yeah, I would highly encourage you guys to start the application, and then you can complete it later on. Like I said, we start in October in the winter semester, and we can only be started in the winter semester. There are no tuition fees. I will post this link in the chat again, where the FAQs for our program can be found. Some more information. So yeah, from this year we offer our program in an online manner. So this is a great option for a lot of students. So basically you can save even more money and study from your home, partly or fully. We recommend more partly, because it would be nice to have you guys in Ilmenau. Regarding this, we have compiled specific FAQs, so I will post this link in the chat soon as well. So there you can go, and most of your questions can be answered. Otherwise, you can also put in the chat and we will answer them. This is just a range of contacts. So basically, yeah, I am there in the middle as the faculty coordinator. So you're welcome to contact us if you need any help with anything. So thank you so much for your attention. And I think, I'm not so sure, I think we'll take questions at the end.
Correct. Yeah, correct. After Johanna also does her presentation, then we'll take questions. If Stephan leaves us some questions, because he is really doing a great job with answering all the questions. Thank you very much for that. And thank you very much, Bilal, for this wonderful presentation. Now let's move on to our next speaker. Okay, let me quickly introduce you. I have special slide for that. So
oh, great. Thanks.
So we are staying in Ilmenau. Can you see the screen? I hope you can see the screen. Yes, we are in Ilmenau. We are still in the center of Germany, and we are moving now to Johanna, and she will again talk about a master level program, but in media and communication science. Okay, so the floor is yours.
Very warm welcome also from my part. Just a quick introduction. For me, my name is Johanna Radechovsky. I'm a research associate and also a doctoral student at the Institute for Media and Communication Science, which is offering this media program where you would study at if you choose to study this program. And as you can see, I would really say we are very heavily internationally oriented institute. For example, for me, I'm technically German, but I also have Czech roots, and all of my colleagues in my research group are also from some kind of international origins. So that's why we are especially very happy to present this study program to an international audience, since we also like this program, I think, would represent our international orientation also at the institute and of the whole university. And since I myself have studied this program after studying the German Bachelor program at the university, I also have some insights on the like more nationally focused programs, but also on this very internationally focused program. Yes, and that's why I'm very happy to be here today. So first I will tell you a little bit about the profile of this study program. So as most of you should already be a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Fine Arts, the degree that you would get on top is the Master of Arts. You study here for 4 semesters. One of those is only reserved for the master thesis, and 3 semesters are full of modules that I will talk about in a second. You only started the winter semester. That's very similar to the, I think almost every master program has to start at the winter semester right now. So you start at October the 1st. There's no possibility anymore to start at the summer semester. Again, all of our modules and courses are taught in English. So no German knowledge is required, but we are also offering, that's also an important information to know, we have a language faculty, and we are offering very different language courses for any kind of level of language. So you're welcome to start learning some German here, but you can also start to learn any other language. We have a very wide offer here. As Bilal already mentioned, we have no tuition fees, as that you pay a fixed amount every semester just to be able to study, but we have a small semester contribution here. That means that with this money, we support our infrastructure here. And for example, we have a very good Mensa cafeteria, I think. My brain is still working a bit in German today, so please don't forgive me if I'm pronouncing words a little bit strangely. That happens when you talk the whole day, if you either talk in English and then suddenly in German and then in English. So well, anyway, we have some kind of infrastructure that is supported by the semester contribution, and you benefit from this also. So it's nothing that you just pay and don't see any results for. And again, it's very small. It's not comparable to any tuition fee that you would see in other universities. The application deadline is on the 15th of May for international students, but this means that if you could still be of German citizenship, but that you did your bachelor degree in another country, and this then counts as an international bachelor degree. So that means that this deadline applies for you, and on the 15th of September, this deadline counts for German applicants, like with a degree that was made in Germany. Okay, continuing to also this offer that has been mentioned by Bilal, also our master program is being offered to be studied completely online, more or less as a one-time chance, starting in winter semester 22 to 23. That means that you can take part in every module completely online. You don't have to take one step to Germany, which I personally would not recommend. As Bilal said, we are very happy to welcome you here in presence, but technically it's possible. You could take part, visit every module, every course completely via, for example, WebEx or this video chat programs. We have several other softwares that enable us to do digital teaching. Therefore, you would not have to be required to pay a visa or any additional expenses, for example, traveling here, moving here, buying new stuff. And study fees, again, of course, wouldn't apply because we don't have them at this university. So if you would like to choose to study here at the Technical University, but you're not able to come to Germany, the reasons could be very different. You are now able for this winter semester that's coming to study from anywhere in the world and still take part at this university. So coming to our institute, as I said, the Media and Communication Science Master Program is implanted into the Institute of Media and Communication Research. And we have very different very interdisciplinary oriented research groups that together together offer this whole teaching offers for the, of course, bachelor and also media study program. For example, myself, I'm a research associate at the group of media studies. You can see it on the left upper corner. Here you can also see Professor Martin Löffelholz, who is also involved and responsible for the online version of this master program. So if you technically you have the chance to get to know every professor that you can see here as the head of the research groups, but definitely with Martin Löffelholz, Professor Löffelholz, you would get in contact, since he's he's providing some additional support for our digital students. But anyway, as you can see, many research groups with different orientations. So that means that you also have a very diverse offer of modules that you will see in a second to choose from, so that you are also able to compile a certain path within your master program and also choose what kind of specifications you want, what you want to specialize in. And this also can lead to finding your way to your favorite master thesis topic, and then that you find, I think you can find your passion this way, that you see which kind of fields within communication science interest you the most. For example, we have the research group of media psychology. There you can get a little bit more into the field of what media and communication does with like what kind of overlap there is with psychology. Also, we have a lot of reception study fields, for example, in the group of empirical media research and political communication. But we also have a lot of very innovative research fields within computational communication science. That means that we also gather experiences in big data, for example, for analyzing very automatically gathered and automatically analyzed data. We also get in touch with digital games, but we also move within the field of PR. Marketing is also a part of this in a way, because we also have the Institute of Media Economy, and therefore you are also able to take part in courses that are more into the part of economy and marketing. So as you can see, the choices are very diverse. And as I said, you are able to have some elective courses where it's up to you to find your path within the communication science. Yeah, coming to the curriculum, because that's what I already teased, that you are after some like 5 compulsory courses that everyone has to take, so that you are able to be on one level within the communication science, to have the same level of method knowledge, of theoretical knowledge. After that, it's completely up to you to choose some courses from catalog of elective modules. So as you can see, your first semester is more or less decided already, but as I said, very useful, very interesting modules that get you on a certain level to be able to continue. You have the chance to select one more course. After that, it's only elective courses, sorry. In the second and the third semester, you have a mixture of courses that go over 2 semesters, where you get more into depth of one certain research topic, and you are also able to do your own research within groups. And also you have modules that only last over 1 semester, and where you also do some theoretical analysis. You get to know some research on a certain topic, but you go less into detail since it's only 1 semester. Yeah, and as I said, in the 4th semester, you concentrate on your master thesis, you get in touch with your professors, you do colloquiums every now and then to report on your results, and hopefully at the end you have a very useful, practical and current master thesis that you can be proud of on a topic that you're interested in. Going a bit more into detail, as you can see at the beginning, as I already said, the beginning is more or less lined out, but after that it's very open-ended, and it also depends on what kind of courses we offer from the research groups, because it can change from semester to semester, because also us, we are very interested in current topics, and we sometimes choose to choose current topics and involve them into teaching, so that you are able to maybe also research on very current topics. For example, now the Ukrainian crisis is a topic that will be maybe researched upon within a module. So at the beginning, as you can see, you will get more in touch with academic skills. You will have some seminars on qualitative and quantitative methods. You get in touch with data analysis. You also have a topic on intercultural communication, very important, since this is a very interculturally oriented research program. And after that, the choice is yours. Only one or two possible courses that you can take part is, for example, when you look at the specialization modules, we have, for example, you can concentrate on media content, you can get in touch with reception and effect research, you can, what do I see here also? Introduction to computational communication science. So as you can see, if you're interested more in computational science, you can concentrate on that. Or if you want to get more in touch with like the classical communication science, you also can do that. For applied modules, for example, we are also offering strategic and journalistic communication, multicultural settings, and for example, in this module, we also have an external professional journalist that is involved as a teacher, so that you have hands-on experience and you get to know how it is to work as a journalist in a multicultural setting. And then you also do your own project and get into journalistic work a bit. Good. Continuing also with another highlight from our program is VR-based teaching. As I said, we have this digital version of this program, and there we had the chance to also implement some VR-based teaching. So especially for the intercultural communication module that is offered at the beginning of the program, of the whole study program, we have some VR elements implemented. So as you can see, we designed whole seminar rooms and lecture halls completely in VR, and you are able to take part over your computer at home. And if you are here in person, we are working on some possibilities to also involve you through VR and how do you call that, like the technology that is really enabling VR. And you get to know some cultural activities, also lectures, but also some like coffee breaks and get-togethers through virtual reality. So very interesting. I wasn't involved myself, but my colleague was, and I got to know, like, every now and then I saw the development, and it was very fascinating, very exciting. Coming to the admission requirements, I think I also mentioned a lot of that already. You need a bachelor's degree in a similar field. Similar field means communication science, social science, stuff like that. But you can get more information on this on our website. You definitely need an English degree, at least C1, and you can see all the comparable degrees also on the website of MyGermanUniversity. So you should find, if you're a special case, you should find answers there. And if you are interested in studying online, then you see we have some requirements for that you have at least some stable internet connection, some good technology, that you can really take part at the digital lectures and seminars. Also, more in this you find at the Q&A on our website, especially on the digital program. Maybe I can post the link later. It's we have like a very, very detailed Q&A if you have any questions on this completely digital program. Yeah, coming to contact possibilities, we are at any important social media channels, so you're very welcome to follow us, especially on YouTube. We are very active, and also on Instagram. We are repeatedly having interviews with associates or also with professors on different topics, and it's very interesting. You are welcome to have a look. And I think I will yeah, I think I will make it short, but I really want to also talk about a bit like because I think one of the most questions that I was asked when I started to study communication science, it was like, what do you want to be when you're like finished? And many people that I knew from the studies weren't really able to answer that. And maybe the problem is because the answers are so limitless, because you technically can become everything. As you know, if you study in a bachelor, sometimes it's a bit more concrete, but the media and like communication science is very, as you know, it's an open field. It's very interdisciplinary. And as far as I know, and what I also can verify, the fields of work are a bit like upgraded if you only study bachelors in comparison to that. And we have many, our alumni are working a lot in media production, media management. We are also very we offer a good education for journalism, for the journalistic field, but also into the directions of marketing. And for example, that I'm a good example for that you can also go for a scientific career, that you can maybe decide to become a research associate, maybe make your doctoral degree. That's also possible. Almost all of our doctoral students here have been students from this master program. So I think the connection is very flawless here. Yeah, so the possibilities are endless. And as I said, it's up to you to find your path and your specialization within this program. And then you're also able to have a very high education and have very good chances to within the profession field. Okay, and then coming to the last slide about, in my case, I'm unfortunately not the institute coordinator, so I have to forward you to someone else, but here you can see the contact information for Christina Schumann. That's our program coordinator. She's happy to answer your questions. And also we have the examination office. That's where 𝘱𝘢𝘕𝘓𝘕 is happy to answer your questions. And also for me, of course, that's why I'm here today. I'm happy to answer questions. I hope I haven't talked for too much, but as you can see, the program is very detailed. There's a lot to know. And yeah, I hope that you are interested now and that I could answer some of your questions already. And thank you for listening.
Great. Thank you very much, Johanna. Indeed, it was really interesting, and indeed you answered already quite a lot of questions. And yeah, let me now jump into, there are some still open questions, despite the fact that your colleagues were doing great job, both Stephan and Ala, in answering them already in the live Q&A in the chat. But there are some that I would like to address that I could see. I would invite whoever wants to turn on camera, for example, Dr. Zafar, if he would like to, and we'll kick off with the Q&A session. Let me start with you, Johanna. There were some specific questions regarding the program you presented. So the student wanted to know if there are any midterm exams or written final exams that students need to undertake.
Okay, so our it's very different from the bachelor's, because in the bachelor's you often have end-term exams, and it's just that you go into the lecture hall and answer some questions and that's it. And our master program is different from that. We are working in smaller groups. We have more or less seminars where you get like a certain topic, and technically you have like a small research project on that. And mostly it's that you regularly give updates in form of presentations. So you could understand this as midterm exams, but it's more or less like a continuous evaluation from the teachers. So and you get to know this at the beginning. We have almost every seminar has some kind of seminar plan, and then you exactly can see what kind of requirements there are. Mostly we have some kind of midterm grades in forms of presentations on your updates. But it's not like exams per se. At the end, you often write like a home paper and research expose where you show your results. Maybe sometimes if it's a seminar over 2 semesters, then you have like a home paper that it's preliminary, that you say we got so far. Maybe we got to work on a research question. We have this like research topic. We figured that out. And after the next seminar, you already the next semester you already have your results, and then you present your results. So it's not exams, it's really like hands-on research with our guidance, with our evaluation, stuff like that.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you for clear answer. And then one specific question also to Dr. Zafar. You mentioned that it was possible to apply even if you don't have your English test results yet, and then to provide them later. Would you please be so kind to share with the student what is the deadline of providing this English test?
The deadline is actually, there is no deadline. Basically, before you start lectures, the lectures start in October.
Yeah.
So before you can take a lecture from us, you need to have an acceptable English language score.
Okay.
So again, you can even join us later in the semester. So even the start of lectures is not itself a deadline. It's just that you will miss the lectures that you don't, if you don't have the appropriate language certificate in time. So what I would do is, you could apply. You're eligible for a conditional admission. So we will give you a conditional admission. We'll say, once you provide us the English test result, you can join us. So you can apply without it, get the conditional admission, and then take the IELTS as well. But or you could do them simultaneously.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Well, I would like to add something, just to make it more precise. Sorry. It's right. You need the C1 language exam certificate for getting enrollment into the study course. That means October, and it's possible to enroll a little later if you don't have it. However, for application, you need to prove minimal a B2 language. That means you need the B2 as a minimal requirement also during application. This leads to a conditional admission, as Zafar said.
Okay, this is really important. Great, thank you very much, Stephan. And actually, I received also one question, and actually you already addressed, both of you, this question, because the question is it mandatory to present IELTS or TOEFL? What is the band? And is it possible to apply now and then present before the starting in October to present the English exam? So as you could see, Knut, you have to have, by the time of application, already at least B2, if I understood it correctly, and then you can get the conditional acceptance, and then you will have time by October to present the C1 level, right? Great, so thank you very much. That was great. Okay, there were lots of questions about background, but all the questions were answered. I wanted to just repeat once again about the bachelor background, that you have to have a bachelor in a relative field. For example, for Dr. Zafar's program, he was presenting, there were lots of questions regarding, can I come with a civil engineering background? But and as Dr. also himself mentioned, unfortunately, it is not possible. You should have a closer background, and same for the second program. So, and my suggestion would be not to really go through all the details of what the backgrounds are acceptable. Go to the website homepages, and all the links are there. And to MyGeo page also presents these programs, and you will see there what is meant by the relevant fields. Okay, so another question. Do you have, this is a question to both programs actually, so is there any minimum GPA requirement that you have, or is it more flexible? Let's start maybe with Johanna in this case.
So to be sure, GPA means like the
grade point average.
The grade of the bachelor, I guess, because to be honest, we don't work with average grades in Germany. You just have like the grade that you get at the end of your bachelor program. You finish with this grade.
Exactly what is meant, yes.
Okay, so in relation to that, no, we don't have a minimum grade for applying for the master. That's a short answer.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And for Dr. Zafar?
Because GPA is such a subjective thing, so we don't we take each application and judge it based on which university you're studying. So I mean,
I also have to add that it's more or less, it's about these specifications that we both presented. Yes, it's not about the grade.
Okay, great. Yes, Stephan?
Yes, I like to add in general, I'm here, I'm representing the International Study Advisory, and we have those questions every day. In general, for our university, master admission has two steps. First, there is a formal check of the documents. It's made by the admission office, and then the documents are forwarded to the department responsible for the course. And then the GPA does not play a role in first hand. The admission depends on the content, on the listed subjects in the transcript if this is accepted from the department or not. Of course, if it is not completely fitting and is a little nearby, then the good grades can be an additional bonus, but there's no strict limit for a grade. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Stephan, for this addition. So then let's move to another question that I see in the chat. There are a couple of questions that this person asks, and I can also answer some of them. So will this seminar be uploaded on YouTube or other website? Yes, potentially it will be uploaded on YouTube if our speakers are okay with that. For IELTS 6.5, is it the final grade or minimum grade for all sessions? This is a question to Dr. Zafar, I think.
It's the minimum overall band.
Great, thank you. Is there a strict cutoff German grade? We have just addressed this question. There's no there's no specific grade, but it can help you, as Stephan also added. I'm currently a biomedical engineering master student of 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘈. Will this make me somehow a better candidate?
Yeah, well, it proves that you're already in a field. So yeah, a little bit, yeah, it can help, but. Yeah. To be honest, we will judge your bachelor's studies and your academic background.
More, yeah. Good to know, thank you. And this is a question for Johanna. Can I take all the courses related to the programming CS and make the degree technical related instead of art?
No, our program is predefined that you only are able to get a Master of Arts. I remember that, like, in theory, of course, you could add some modules with more technical ECTS, but it wouldn't be practicable. So you definitely only get the Master of Arts, which isn't bad in my opinion. You can have like a topical concentration on, for example, as I said, computational science. So you still have a Master of Arts, but you have a very you are an expert like now in computational science, for example. That's possible.
Okay. Great, thank you.
May I add, maybe this attendee is more interested in the Masters on Media Technology, considering what he is there.
Yeah, maybe it's worth to have another look at the whole offer, because of university offer a lot more master programs.
Yeah, from what you're writing, we have the master's program on Media Technology, which has a lot of this programming and CS component. That might be perfect for you. So I would check that out.
Great. Good advice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I see some questions also about background again. Maybe these people joined a bit later. That's why they couldn't see. So to basically address them, is artificial intelligence applicable, background in computer science applicable for both of your programs, let's say?
Sorry. Is it to electrical engineering? I think it's probably to us only.
I think so. Yeah, it doesn't sound like.
Yeah, it can be. To be honest, I mean, the list that I showed the programs, it's more a general list, because then we look into all the subjects that you've studied. So we'll basically give a score to. Also, for example, if you've taken certain courses in signal processing, information theory and coding, so some of those courses and some mathematics courses, so we basically will look into you. But in general, yeah, a bachelor in artificial intelligence is something that should fit.
Okay, great, thank you. And there was another question again to you. Yeah, computer science also to Mr.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. We also have a master's program in research in computer science, if you want to go particularly for that, but we also take.
All right, let me also note this question down. Yes, I think this is to both of you. Is Duolingo online test acceptable for
you? No, but we have the Cambridge Council test that is acceptable.
You just posted the link also, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's in the chat. And we also have, I think there's also an IELTS online version now. So a lot of these tests have really popped up during the pandemic. So you should check it out, but you can look at the link that I posted.
Great, thank you. So there's another question that I don't fully understand, because it says, I have a master degree in electrical engineering. Can I join the second year master in Germany? So do you mean that you want to do second master's in Germany? Maybe? Yeah, okay, this is what it means. So I think that, yeah, it's no problem with doing the second master's in Germany in general. So this would be the short and correct answer, I suppose. Another question is about Indian students. How Indian students make his school education equivalent to German school. So in general, let me take this question really quickly. If you are coming to a master's degree, your school education is not important. I mean, it's not that important. They look at your bachelor degree. So the problem, if you want to do bachelor's, then your school education would be important. And in many cases, it's not equivalent. So in order to do equivalent, you would need to go through the Studienkolleg. And I will quickly share with you the link to Studienkolleg article that we have, and you can find out what does it mean at all. So I hope it will help you. Okay, then it's in India, school education is 12 years. Can students directly apply for engineering, or have to study 1 year engineering in India? So yeah, you can directly apply. I mean, as long as there's no specific work experience required, then it's fine. So you can apply without any problems. So 2 more questions that I have on my list about accommodation, and I think it's any of you could take it because you're from the same university. Is there any accommodation available on campus if students want to come and they can live, where they can live in the student dormitories?
Should I start, Bilal? Is that fine for you? Okay, so yeah, actually we have several accommodation houses. It's from the Studierendenwerk Thüringen, so it's a bigger network of like this. They provide student housing for different locations here in Thuringia. Also here in Ilmenau, we have, oh my God, like 5 or 6 different blocks where there are different types of flats, for example, where you can have your own flat or your own room within a on a level with more flats where you share the kitchen or they're very different kinds of forms of living together. And actually I myself during my studies was living in 2 different dormitories, and I have only very positive experiences with it because you don't have to worry about equip your whole housing. You just move in and you get some help from the person responsible for your house. You can always let them know if you have any questions, or very personal, and you don't have the feeling that you get left behind. So I think that's especially for international students, they also cooperate, of course, with the international office, and it's always pretty easy to find them like a room or a flat. And so far I know that it's working very smoothly. So yes, there are many possibilities here in Ilmenau. And it's also always on campus, so it's very close to the university. I always left the house like 5 minutes before lecture and it was fine.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to add something, Dr. Zafar? Or okay.
I agree with Johanna. I think Stephan maybe has, but generally it's very affordable, the accommodation. We also have the student cafeteria, which is very affordable in terms of food and stuff. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. No, I totally agree because I also came to Germany as an international student. So dormitory is a great thing. As Johanna correctly said, you don't have to care about. I didn't know that it was so good until I left the dormitory, because then I had to start to care about what to bring into my flat. Then I have to pay some additional costs. I have to make some contracts. And in dormitory, you are just chill.
The internet is secured. You don't pay any additional thing for electrical, like heating, and that's everything is in one. So that's very nice.
Really good. So it's really cool. But if you want to apply to get a place in dormitory, usually it happens like this. You have to try to apply as early as possible, because I don't know how it works in Ilmenau, whether there are enough places, but sometimes students are usually hunting for dormitories, and sometimes there are no enough spaces and you have to wait.
It used to be like this. I would say the situation is a bit more relaxed now, but to get stuff done early is always a good idea.
Okay, great. Another question, I see a really interesting question now from the chat. So for online course, if the person wants to become a student there and doing online, for example, is it possible if later I would like upgrade to a campus for visa procedures? This is a good question.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very nice question. Yes, what we do is you are able to switch at the end. You can only switch once. That's the rule. So if you start online, you can just switch to the on-site program once, because we cannot go back and forth, and it's too difficult for the basically the immigration authorities to follow what you're doing. But basically, yeah. So basically, once you decide that you want to be on site, you can let us know. That can be done at the end of any semester, but you should let us know very soon, and then also apply for the visa very soon. We can provide a letter saying that you will be on site for that in that semester. But again, you should really know that in a lot of countries, it takes a long time to get the visas these days. So plan well. And also one more thing about the visa issues. Even if you do the whole master's program online, you're still eligible for the 18 months job search visa that you would get after taking a German degree. As far as I know, I think Stephan is a little bit.
I think it's a bit.
No, I think it's
6 months.
No, there's job seeking for 6 months. This is limited. These 18 months job seeking you have, that's right, after graduating in Germany, so German graduation. However, it needs to continue before having residence title for studying. And if you are studying online, you don't have that residence title, so you cannot get the 18 months job seeking. So that means there would be an option to do the last semester EG on site. Then you have these, according to paragraph 16b Residence Act, residence title for studying. And based on this title and based on the successful graduation, you can get these 18 months for job seeking in Germany.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. I stand corrected. It's good to know. Yeah, but that would that's another reason. We also encourage students to definitely come, maybe for a semester or 2 semesters, come assimilate in the environment, look for the jobs, whatever they want to do. It's for the best.
Yeah, I would also suggest to do that as long as you can, because then more opportunities are opening up. And as we had now, small masterclass for Stephan, you know that it's needed. It's good for you as well. All right, great. And let me take the last question relevant to this, and let's us call it a day. Are the costs online the same for on-site course, or is there any difference? The question is for both.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, in terms of the student union fee, that's the only cost basically you have.
Okay.
If the question is related to the content, then I can say that we don't have any restrictions in terms of what kind of modules you can choose. Maybe we always also have to consider what our kind of the mode of teaching right now is, because we were trying to get back to presence teaching. But as soon as there's a student who wants to take part and is a digital student, we are offering the possibility to take part fully without coming to Germany. So we are adapting to the situation of interested students, like how many are digitally enrolled, how many are enrolled in the classical mode, and then the professors always react to the situation. But you have the same freedom of choice as the normal students, like the normal. Yeah.
Great. All right. So thank you very much to all of you. Dr. Zafar, would you?
There was one question relating to scholarships. So in general, since our university does not charge any tuition fees, we do not have so many indigenous scholarship programs. That just goes with the lack of tuition fee. But we do have some smaller ones, which, for example, the Deutschland Stipendium, which I posted the link to, that you could apply for. But it's very competitive because we do not have that many scholarships, and then you have to compete with all the applicants and all the university. But it's worth applying if your grades are very, very good.
Okay. Yes, thank you. I'll just quickly share our email and our article on scholarships. Usually, how you can get the scholarships to cover your living costs in Germany, because mostly these universities you don't have to pay for your tuitions, because public universities are mostly free. And there you can, on our website, you can find several most popular options with the help of which you can cover. For example, I came and I won a DAD scholarship for my master's studies, and I covered my living costs with DAD, and it was great. So, of course, the scholarships of this type are really competitive, but I'm sure there are lots of nice students we have here, and I would suggest you to check out and see how you would be able to cover. And then if you have scholarships, also getting visa gets also easier financial-wise. All right. So yeah, thank you very much for all your wonderful presentations, for such an informative session. Thank you for presenters. Thank you for Stephan and Ala for being so active in the chat, in the Q&A chat as well. I really enjoyed the webinar. And yes, if you have any questions left for our presenters, for the programs, always feel free to text them. They always left you with the contact details, and try to contact them if you have any specific questions. But if there are more general questions about studying in Germany, of course, we are also happy to help always. Here's our email, and I put it also in the chat, info@mygermanuniversity.com. Please text us, and if you have any questions, just let us know. And yeah, of course, if you would like to leave us feedback, it would be nice to hear your concerns or what you like, maybe what you would like to improve for the future time. We always take it into account with our future, with our webinars. And yeah, you can leave us your feedback on Facebook or Google, and I always read them and make actions accordingly. All right, so yes, thank you very much to everyone once again. It was a pleasure, and I wish you a very nice evening and nice weekend, and I hope to see you on our future webinars as well. Take care and bye-bye.
Many thanks. All the best.
All the best.